wanted to be a filmmaker from, I think, the moment I saw E.T. in the theater, because I was uncontrollably crying, and I knew it wasn't real, and I knew it was a rubber puppet, and I couldn't figure out why I was so upset for days after that movie. And when I was 8 years old, my brother showed me Friday the 13th Part 2, and I was just riveted. Not because I was scared, not because I believed what I was looking at. I could tell it was effects. I knew, obviously, these people didn't really get harmed, and it's a movie. But the mythology behind the Jason character, and the fact that he was like this bad supervillain, and the fact that it was a magic show that I was watching, and how did they do that? And from that point on, I just had to see every horror movie I could get my hands on, which is, I think, what happens for most of us. You see one that strikes you as cool, and then it's like an addiction, and now you want to try it again and again, and then eventually you hit a point where you've seen them all, and you're like desperately searching for one that you haven't heard of before, and someone will be like, "Oh, what do you mean you've never seen, The Burning?" No, what is that? I have to see that, and then you track it down and you watch it. One of the hardest things when you become a horror fan at age 8 is trying to get your hands on the stuff, and my parents were very, very liberal with me, and they understood that I knew it was just a movie, and it's not like they just let me watch absolutely anything, but the stuff that I wanted to see, like, The Howling, or, I wasn't going right into Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the, more depraved type stuff. So they pretty much encouraged it. And I also think that they liked the creative things that sparked in me, because I wanted to know how they did the makeup effects, and I wanted to know how they did the monster, and I would write my own short stories. So I don't think they ever saw, I wasn't becoming that creepy kid with black nail polish who, doesn't talk to anybody at school. But the hard thing is trying to get into the theater to see the movie. So you'd stand outside and wait and walk up to people, be like, "Will you buy me a ticket to Friday the 13th Part 4? Will you do," and eventually you find that one guy who is a fan who's like, "Yes, I will buy you a ticket to Friday 4. Come on, let's go." Or sneaking in through the back, or buying a ticket to Gremlins again, but you're really going in to see something else. That was part of the fun of it, though. And every now and then you get a call like, "Dude, I got Faces of Death. Like, my parents aren't going to be home. You got to come over. We got to see this movie." And that was life. It kind of revolved around it. And then eventually in college, I started meeting other people that were into it. And then once I made my own horror movie, all of a sudden these doors just unlock, and you meet all these people that you've been friends with your entire life, but you didn't know them before that. The festivals especially. When you go to some of these festivals and there's people that literally flew around the world to be there, I mean, that's a real fan. And they're not there sitting there with their arms crossed looking to pick things apart. They're there because they want to like it. And that's something you don't really see in other genres either. I mean, you go see a comedy, there's people that literally go in there with their arms crossed, like, "Oh, come on, make me laugh." The horror movie, I think most fans go into it giving it an A+. You're like, "This movie's great." From there, you don't know what's really gonna happen, but you love it and you wanna love it.